Welcome to the Set to Lead podcast, the online mentoring platform for emerging and current leaders. My name is Samedi, leadership coach and talent development expert, and I will be your host. The topic of virtual teams is hotter than ever, and I wanted to share some insights with you today. With the rise of technology and cost of travel, and unfortunately COVID, the chances are really high that you, being the entrepreneur or team leader, will have to take advantage of leading a virtual team. I'm specifically talking about people who directly report to you but are located in a different location. Now, leading a remote team is a great strain on management, but with the type of actions that I will share with you today, they will keep you from some of the potential staffing nightmares that come with lack of guidance. Your main goal should be your desire for a team, not just an individual or a group of people taking up your payroll dollars. Headcount is not sufficient. You want a team that functions well together and helps you reach your business goals. To do that, you need to think a little differently. When your team is remote, you can't keep tabs on their work as easily as you could if they were on site. For your team, that might be a liberating feeling. For you, though, you might worry that when your team can't see you, they'll slack off. To deal with this challenge, you must first understand that great teams are built on trust, and trust only comes from having a relationship. In order to begin building a relationship, you have to do the following. Step 1 is that you must select team members well. When writing your job postings for the position, you should focus on skills around interpersonal skills, conflict management, and negotiation. During the interview, ask questions that allow the candidate to showcase behavioral examples that highlight these skills. Also, you want to make time to discuss some of the most common team ground rules and processes that you've created for the team to help the prospect get a better understanding of what type of team culture they can anticipate. Step 2. You have to initiate regular and consistent one-on-one meetings. When you make the effort to get to know each person on your team, you demonstrate your interest in them, their work, and their needs. The more interaction that you have with your team members, the more opportunities you're going to get to build trust, because you're going to use these moments to show them that you genuinely care about their professional development, their opinions, and their feedback. Don't skip these meetings if at all possible. If you can't make one, reschedule instead of canceling altogether. These regular meetings are going to keep you in the know in terms of each player's progress, their obstacles, and their aspirations. The better you know your team, the more trust you're going to build. That trust leads to strong communications, collaboration, and impressive team productivity. Tempting as it may be to postpone these meetings when you are short on time or light on updates, do not repeatedly deviate from the schedule. Forming a meeting habit establishes momentum. Once you miss a couple of calls, you are off the system, and restarting becomes a more arduous task. Not to mention, regular calls keep open lines of communication, so employees feel comfortable airing their concerns or asking questions. Plus, meeting solely based on necessity puts teammates on edge, while regular meetings are less stressful and more comfortable for all of your staff. Prepare for these types of meetings. Consider some of these great virtual one-on-one meeting questions that I've used in the past, such as, are there any additional resources you think might help you do your job better? What about this question? What is the greatest challenge you face in your day-to-day home workflow? Or maybe this one, how could your teammates better support you in your day-to-day responsibilities? How could I, as your manager, better support you in your day-to-day responsibilities? And here's the last one. In what ways would you like to grow within the next year? In general, avoid yes or no questions in favor of queries that elicit thoughtful replies. The more specific your question, the better. Targeted prompts like, how do you feel about managing your daily workflow and responsibilities elicit more helpful responses than vague questions like, how is everything going? In essence, these type of questions show that you care and that you want to be supportive. Hence, trust will grow. Last is step 3. Take the time to add process and rigor to your team communications. Have regular team-wide check-ins. The best virtual team managers hold team-wide check-ins at least once per week. If your team is handling an especially large number of tasks, check-ins twice a week won't hurt. The goal is to have as many opportunities as possible to get everyone on the same page. If you can't accomplish regular team-wide check-ins, you can also consider having each team member send in weekly reports and copy everyone on the team email. This helps to make all team members feel included and ensures they understand team achievements and next steps. As the leader, you should also really take the time to work on a structured framework of communication. It's important that your team members know about the best channels for different forms of business communications. For instance, you may decide to use Zoom for team discussions and information sharing, and that project suggestions should be shared via emails in order to officially document them. Also, there should be a contingency plan for communications. What if Slack or Zoom is not working on any given day? Communication guidelines should also define alternative channels in case of a breakdown. When everyone has a uniform set of guidelines to follow, collaboration and trust will improve. Perhaps you even initiate a rule of a 24-hour turnaround for all emails or IM requests. If you use voicemail, perhaps it's an 8-hour response time to those voicemail-related requests. Anyway, thanks for sharing the time with me today. I hope these tips help.